A wonderful good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever you are. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz. I'm joining you from live stream Rebuilding.travel in Honolulu, Hawaii. And today we have a very special session. It's going to be very interesting. And I see it, we got good participation. People are coming in. And sorry for the last minute notification, but it looks like everyone is coming in full force anyway, so we welcome this. Today it's a beautiful day here in Hawaii, and I know it's a beautiful day also in East Africa, specifically in Kenya. And Kenya will be the focus of our event today. And actually, I wanted to introduce, before we move on, Minister the Honorable Najib Balala. He's joining us from Kenya and will address you in more details as we get into this event. Also, welcome everyone. There's so many familiar faces. We have our co-host, Dr. Taleb Rifai, former UNWTO Secretary-General, joining us from Amman. We have Cuthbert Nkubi. He is the chairman of the African Tourism Board based in Pretoria, South Africa, joining us. We have Deepak joining us from Nepal. He was the former head of the Deepak Tourism Board. But we have a very special guest, and I wanted to bring him in first because he's under a lot of time strain, and I will explain in a second why. And after this, we can officially start. I will explain the system and what we're here about. But I wanted to really thank Alain St, Ange, good friend for many years, and many of you know him. He was the former Minister of Tourism for the Republic of the Seychelles, and he is up for a lot more. He's running for president of his country, and he's in the middle of his campaign. And you know how it is, you know, when you run a campaign, every second counts. So before we start, let me just give Alain just a few minutes to say hello. And welcome, Alain. Thank you so much for joining. You need to unmute yourself, please.
Thank you very much, Jürgen. Really appreciate it. And greetings to everybody from the Seychelles. We're already at 9 p.m., so it is nighttime here, but that's when a lot of work behind the scene takes place. I wanted to use this opportunity today to congratulate Minister Najib Balala and Kenya as a country who has become the first country to receive the Safer Tourism Pass. This doesn't come easy. It comes when there's tenacity. It comes when the dedication of the one in charge of tourism is evident in working with his people, in working with his trade. I think it is very, very important for the region to see Kenya getting this certificate of resilience, of being ready to move to post-COVID. I want to salute you, Minister Balala, and I want to thank the resilient body to have chosen a neighbor of the Seychelles who has really shown the way. I hope we will keep on being good neighbors. Seychelles and Kenya are about 2.5 hours away from each other, and we are dedicated in this spirit of togetherness to continue working with Kenya, especially now that you have received the first in our region to receive the certificate of resilience and ready to move forward. Thank you very much, everybody, and good luck with the meeting tonight.
Thank you, Alain, and good luck with your campaign. Next time we have you on, we want you to be President St. Ange.
Thank you very much. I'm giving it my all this time. Thank you very much.
I know you do. Stay healthy, though. That's more important than anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and we're ready to move forward. Wanted to explain before we hear from Taleb and from Cuthbert, and of course my co-host Peter Tarlow, who I forgot to mention is waiting to take the lead on this event. But I wanted to just say a few words what we have been doing. Together with our Rebuilding.travel group, and we now have participants in 117 countries, including leaders like Deepak, like Taleb Rifai, co-chairing most of our meetings, like Minister Balala. And this is an ongoing discussion in regards to how to rebuild the travel and tourism industry facing Corona and the current situation. Where I think this international discussion is very important to add to all the good initiatives that are already out there. Everyone is literally working on it on their own. Oh, I think someone has. Okay, and on their own to rescue our industry, and there are a lot of good initiatives. So what we did from Rebuilding, we created two platforms. One is a new platform, what is still in the making. It's online under Rebuilding.travel. And we teamed up with Minister Bartlett from Jamaica, and Taleb also, who runs the Resilient Crisis response system in Jamaica, and many of you are part of it. I know Kenya is, and Nepal is, and we're working together with the University of the East Indies and this organization and many others to combine all these good initiatives in the world that deal with resilience. So you will see a lot more action, a lot more articles, a lot more resources being added to this platform. It's for anyone to use and to learn from each other. And a lot of this will be the result of our Rebuilding.travel concept. Secondly, and this is really why we're here today, we introduced the SaferTourismSeal, and we have a special website I'm announcing now. We haven't announced yet. Find it on SaferTourismSeal.com. The SaferTourismSeal is an initiative to recognize those regions, those people, and everyone who is contributing to making this world more resilient and more safer for the travel and tourism industry. Of course, it's not a guarantee for safety, but it is a guarantee that whoever carries this seal is making their business, their destination, as safe as it can get. The highest segment of this listing is an award where we actually say, where we give special recognition to those that contributed the most and put the most effort in regards to making their destination safe, or contributed to this forum. And that is what we're here today, and Peter and I will explain a little bit later, and that's why we wanted to honor Kenya and Minister Balala today for these type of achievements, and Kenya will be actually the first country receiving this award and this recognition. I also wanted to stress this forum, SaferTourismSeal.com, has one extra component, and that's the Safer Tourism Pass. The Safer Tourism Pass is for the visitor. It's free for the visitor to get and say, we're responsible visitors. We're honoring regulations and mandates in place when we travel. So we wanted to bring the visitors together with the industry and have a sense of responsibility also among the visitors. So we're asking everyone to reach out to your visitors, to reach out to your industry professionals to join it. You can easily do this at SaferTourism.com. Lastly, before we go on, I wanted to assure that our initiative is not competing with many other good initiatives. I'm thinking about WTTC, with the Safe Travels Seal. I'm thinking about Turkey, the Seychelles, and last week we had several of the Caribbean initiatives. So all of this goes parallel, and actually we reach out to them and wanted to work with everyone who wants to contribute to making this world a little bit safer. And we're one of them, and we're hoping our initiative will give the attention it deserves. And real quick, we were running a little bit already out of our time schedule. I wanted to get maybe in order just a microphone to say hello, and then we can get into the discussion. Taleb Rifai, Cuthbert Nikubi, and Deepak to give a few minutes, or just a minute or two maybe, to say hello, and then I will give everything to Peter Tarlow, who will take it from here. Maybe starting with Taleb Rifai in Amman. He has been a loyal co-host of this event, and he's been doing so much for this industry. I know this is the third conference I see him today, starting this morning with Qatar Tourism Africa Conference, and then he's head of the Project Hope for the African Tourism Board. We work together, and now he's here. Welcome again, Taleb. I don't know if we lost him. He was here a second ago. I think we lost.
Hello, Jürgen.
Oh, there he is.
Do you hear
Okay.
me now?
Now we can hear you.
Okay. Aloha, Jürgen. And thank you so much for your kind introduction. You're doing a good job yourself. I think this issue of safer travel is a very good initiative. And I agree with you, it's not in competition with anybody. I'm glad that Kenya is the first recipient in Africa. Kenya is a very special country to me. Karibu, Minister Balala. And, you know, Minister Balala, today is my second or third time I meet him on Zoom. And in one of the meetings, he presented a video. I hope he can do that again today. This video is fantastic because it talks about COVID-19 in a very positive way. It says, look, while you are staying at home, we're cleaning our environment. We're doing it better for you. That's a very, very good concept to start with, Mr. Balala. I wanted to congratulate you personally on this one. It's a beautiful video. I hope you can show it and share it with everybody. Because it says that there is no contradiction, no conflict at all between being open and encouraging people to come, between environmental sustainability and all kinds of sustainability. I mean, he's saying in that video very clearly, while you are staying at home, lazy, not doing anything, we're working here, we're making the environment better for you, we're making everything better for you. And you are, Najib, you're a good man, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much, Mr. Balala, Waziri. That's how I like to call you always. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Waziri.
Thank you, Taleb. Maybe before we go to Cuthbert, let's get out of Africa for a second and go to Deepak in Nepal. Deepak also has been active in travel and tourism. He was heading the Nepal Tourism Board, and he will just give us just a real quick rundown on the situation in Nepal. Good morning, good evening to you. Namaste.
Namaste, Dr. Rifai, Dr. Tarlo, Jürgen, Minister Balala, and all dear friends. First of all, I would like to extend congratulations and best wishes to Kenya from this part of the world for being the first country to get this recognition, safer destination. And also I would like to appreciate the hard effort put by Dr. Peter Tarlo for designing and putting technical parts of all these safer tourism things. And also a special thanks to Dr. Rifai and Jürgen for creating and curating this wonderful platform, which is connecting us. And I believe that this recognition of, the kind of accreditation of SaferTourismSeal will not only communicate to the world that Kenya is a safer destination, but also will inspire many other destinations to learn how to go ahead. In our part of the world also, many destinations, they are thinking how we can get that kind of accreditation or certification type of thing. So this will become a very good example for us. While talking about the Nepal in the region, we are in the second phase of lockdown now, and then we have announced to reopen our country from 1st of September. And today only I had talked with few other countries in South Asia region. For example, in India, there are domestic tourism movements are ongoing, but outside they have not opened yet. Sri Lanka is also opening from 1st of September, but domestic tourism activities are also already there. In Maldives, they have already opened for the international flights with safety measures. For Bangladesh also, they have already opened their public transportation and then restaurants, hotels, everything inside the country. And then with international connectivity, they are connecting with a few countries of Middle East. So this is the very brief situation update of South Asia region. And we are quite hopeful that since everybody is talking like after the pandemic, less crowded areas and then the nature-based destinations will get good share of travel. So we are quite hopeful that Nepal will also be one of the lucky destination or privileged destination to recover faster. And then we are together to grow. So we'll be together with the industry because when we come together, only we can survive and revive and thrive. So again, without taking much of time, I would like to extend best wishes for all your effort from best wishes from top of the world. Thank you.
Namaste, thank you very much. And Cuthbert Nikubi, the hardest working head of any tourism board, joins us from Pretoria representing the African Tourism Board. Welcome, Cuthbert.
Thank you so much, Jürgen. It's always good to see you. Dr. Taleb, Dr. Peter, Deepak, thank you so much, Honorable Minister. It is an honor indeed to be one of the first to congratulate the Honorable Minister in accepting and embracing the Safer Travel Seal in our lovely Kenya, awarded by Resilience Travel. I was carried away yesterday as I was watching buffaloes migrating, crossing the Mara River against the strong currents of the flowing river. I understood well what resilience means. Tourism will and will remain a resilient sector. We need to grow and always establish new momentum for our tourism and economic growth as we are gradually setting the pace towards opening our borders. Honorable Minister, you have become a beacon of hope, not only to your country, but to the continent and beyond. May I challenge yourself for the Kilimanjaro climb? I am ready, but I will need to spend 95 days on a special coconut drink in Dar es Salaam. As African Tourism Board, we want to acknowledge and really congratulate you on your efforts and your endeavors. We are 100% behind you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Without further ado, just a real quick hello to Alexander Gardichip. She is joining us from Montenegro and representing us in the Balkan region. She's also the consul, the honorary consul for the Seychelles, by the way, in her region. Welcome aboard, and we give you the opportunity to ask questions after, at the end of this event. But Peter, the floor is yours, and welcome again as a co-host.
Thank you. Thank you to my co-host, Jürgen, who loves me but always forgets me. I have to pull your leg a little bit. Honorable Minister Balala, it's really with tremendous pride that we're able to provide you with this award, with this special seal. I think it speaks not only highly of you, but it speaks of Kenya. And those of us who have been to Kenya, who know Kenya, know that it's an incredibly special place. It's a place where the people truly care. I think you are a symbol of your country in that sense, because in the time that I've had to work with you and get to know you, you're a good listener. You're a person who cares. You show tremendous sense of humility with the willingness to work hard and not demand that the rest of the world give you accolades. Rather, you work for the sense of work. And that's really a wonderful, wonderful notion. Now, this seal is a very important seal. It, as I think my friend Jürgen and also Taleb noted, there's no one in the world who can guarantee 100% safety or security. You can't do that on this side of the earth. What we can do is we can work hard to promote the best safety and security that we can. And that means that we look at the issues of safety, security, we look at reputation, we look at health. Now the world is changing radically. Kenya has, thank God, a very low per 100,000 rate of COVID incident. I believe currently you have about 256 or under 300 for a population of 15 million people.
59 million. 59 million.
I'm sorry.
59 million, yes.
50, a little bit under 60 million people. That really says something, because that's an incredibly low number of people per 100,000, which is normally the way that people measure. So that says that you all are working hard, But what I've noticed in my explorations about Kenya and my studying it is that you're doing everything humanly possible to try to create a sense of caring, understanding, and a sense of making people know that when they come to Kenya, they're not alone, that they have almost 60 million people backing them up. And of course, you, as the Minister of Tourism, are the one who represents that. And so thank you for everything that you're doing. I know you're probably exhausted. You're probably working 18 to 20 hours a day. But I can tell you it's really paying off. And one of the things that we need to do now is begin to show people around the world how much you are accomplishing and use this as a way of promoting Kenyan tourism. Because being successful is one thing, but if we're not successful in letting people know the side of the reputation, then success is a wonderful item between you and God, but we need to make it also between you and the entire world. So we're going to be doing our best to be promoting Kenya and telling people, no one can guarantee 100%, but within human possibilities, they have a Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Minister Balala, who's there doing his best to make sure that everyone is safe and secure and healthy. So I really want to thank you. Now, I'd like to kind of hand you the floor, and then I'll get involved as we go along. But I think this is your day, so we kind of need to let you have a few words. So, Minister, if you would unmute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Peter and Jürgen. Thank you very much. I'm touched with this recognition. I want to say thank you once again for your kind words. I must say I'm thrilled to be receiving such an important award, the Rebuilding.travel Seal Award. On behalf of my country and the people of Kenya, and on my personal behalf, I want to say we are very grateful for this recognition that Kenya has received today. But I know all over the country, people have put efforts, and they deserve also to be on the same level. I can tell you it's not been easy, not only for us in Kenya, but every sector in the world has suffered because of this pandemic. I want to say that we have to be optimistic. We have to be positive. We have to think out of the box or throw the box and think differently, because there's a new normal. And Kenya is committed, I can tell you that. I am delighted that finally we are being recognized, but I can tell you that thank you to Jürgen, thank you to Peter as well. And Kenya is safer than even before. Yes, nobody can guarantee that, but I can tell you we have put every effort from security to health and safety, but definitely I can tell you we have a good country and you deserve to come and visit. I also want to appreciate my tenure as a Minister of Tourism. I've served my country for the last 10 years as Minister of Tourism. And I want to appreciate my President Uhuru Kenyatta, for according me this trust in running this docket. Yes, sometimes it's synonymous between tourism and Najib Balala. I grew up in this industry. Since I was 20 years old, I've been in this industry. So I know it. And I have an open door policy to my stakeholders. Everyone and anyone is welcome to discuss issues with me. Yes, it's not been easy, it's been tough. My journey in this field would not have been successful without my entire team in my office, my peers, my Deputy Minister, Mr. Boynet, my staff in my office, the Tourism Board, the private sector in Kenya, and also I want to thank African Tourism Board, the collaboration and the sharing of ideas. I want to thank specifically my mentor, Dr. Taleb Rifai. I always said, when I grow up, I want to be like Taleb Rifai. I thought he resigned and he retired from tourism or from his job at the UNWTO. But I can see he's on 3 Zooms a day. But I want to say thank you very much, Taleb. You mean a lot to me. You inspire me. You make me do things which sometimes I get demoralized, but because I know I want to be like you, I wake up and do it.
Thank you so much.
In Kenya, we have realized that when tourism and travel creates opportunity for communities, I can assure you, tourism and communities go hand in hand. Tourism and conservation goes hand in hand. Since January till June this year, 6 months, our numbers of new baby rhinos have gone to 35 new babies. And touch wood, we never had a single poached rhino in Kenya since January till today. For elephants, which are endangered species as well, we had 170 new baby calves since were born new since January till today, 170. And now we have created a naming ceremony for all these animals. And we raise funds to reward our frontline workers, which is the community, the conservation rangers who guard these animals. It's not easy and it's not cheap to conserve wildlife. I can tell you, we do everything, and the people of Kenya are protecting this heritage, not because they belong to Kenya, because they belong to humanity across the world. So finally, I want to say thank you once again to all the teams, and particularly Jorgen and Peter for nominating Kenya. I want to thank African Tourism Board, Katbat, thank you very much, and Deepak, thank you very much. But I want to say, before I end up, I want to show you my video, the video that Taleb Rifai has just mentioned, and said, welcome to Kenya, rediscover Kenya, and come and visit it. You'll see the hundreds and thousands of wildebeest. I know Cuthbert mentioned, I said buffaloes. They're not buffaloes. These are the gnu from South Africa. They're the bearded gnu, which we call them wildebeest. They cross the Mara River. 2 weeks ago, I was there. Almost 200,000 of them every day cross that river. And yes, that river is dangerous. It has crocodile. It's very strong, but they cross it. So it is about resilience in tourism. So colleagues in my office, please share that video. First of the issue of the magical Kenya safe and travel protocols, and then the video rediscover the magic.
Okay. Oh. I don't know where this comes from. Okay, you should be able to click on share screen, whoever is sharing, and that should pop up for everyone. Okay, whoever has the video, just kindly click on share screen on the bottom of your screen. Okay, we see a join meeting.
What is the video?
I think you may have the wrong screen.
Yes. I don't know who is that sharing, but it's not my office.
Oh, okay, so let me take that out.
This is not for robots, okay? We have the minister back.
Okay, I took that out. So whoever is sharing Kenya's video. And there we go, okay.
Yeah.
You might want to turn your speaker on so we can actually hear it. I don't think it will share with the sound. I'm not sure. Okay, go ahead and play.
Okay, do play.
You can't hear the sound.
Maybe start again with the sound.
Yeah, the sound, you have to turn your speakers on, because I think it only can take the sound from your computer. I don't think Zoom allows the sharing with sound, from what I understand.
Today we are launching the health and safety.
Well, we heard the sound, and even without the sound, it's impressive. But what you can do, if you send us the link to the video, we will email it to everyone, so you can watch it at home with sound and really enjoy it.
Maybe the minister can tell us a little bit about, can narrate. I mean, some things are pretty clear. It's an airline.
Brian, maybe allow me to upload it.
Yeah, maybe Minister Balala, you could make some comments as we see it.
Yeah. Okay, we had okay, let me just do this.
Hello.
Today we're launching the health and safety protocols for the tourism and travel industry. We have thoroughly gone through in partnership with the private sector to formulate these protocols. They have been approved by the Ministry of Health of Kenya. They've been approved by the World Tourism and Travel Council and the UNWTO. Today, we can say Kenya is safe and the magic awaits you.
People are ready to get out, they're ready to travel, and there's no better place to travel than to Kenya. There's no better place to travel than a place that's safe, that has protocols put in place that protects people and assures them that they're going to be safe where they're going.
So, of course, we are very interested to know about the conditions for the reopening of the tourist sector in Kenya, in particular as far as the flight connections and international flights are concerned.
We are very glad to see that the government is putting very responsible measures in place to prepare the country and to prepare airports and to prepare the tourism industry for a reopening of the country and for a resumption of tourism. So we hope very much that very soon we'll see more tourists from Germany and from other countries in Kenya again.
Tourists are very keen to return to Kenya, and steps like these new protocols will be really important in establishing the confidence and the systems that will be needed to make sure that we're back and back stronger in the very near future.
The wait is over. After what seemed like endless months and weeks of staying at home, it's time to once again take to travel. It's time to go on an adventure, relax, unravel, and unwind. At Magical Kenya, we have missed you. And while you were away, a lot happened. Our rhino population increased in number. So did our elephants and giraffes. The vast plains of the Mara became greener. And we reviewed our health and safety protocols to ensure a safe travel to destination Kenya in the new normal. We have put in place all the necessary measures to make your travel safe and relaxed, from your flight to your hotel of choice, or even as you head out for a game drive. Nothing has been left to chance. With this in mind, it's time now to rediscover the magic of Kenya and nourish your wanderlust. We are ready to reconnect you with nature as you explore new adventures and discover new places. And there's quite a lot of catch-up to do. Come experience the great wildebeest migration at the Masai Mara, Or if you're into aquatic escapades, then the incredible whale migration at the coast awaits you. Sample a variety of sumptuous dishes from across the country. So, pack up your bags and get ready to treat yourself to an exciting adventure as you rediscover the true magic of Kenya. Magical Kenya. Rediscover the magic.
Rediscover the magic. Yes, yes. Welcome to Kenya, and this time I want to travel and climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and that's why our chairman, African Tourism Board, wants to join me. But I can say, yes, we are resilient. It's not been easy for everybody, but we are committed. We know it was first confusing when this pandemic happened, but we had to think, what do we do post-COVID? But it's not about post-COVID because we have to live with it. We need to live with COVID and be resilient and move on, even when COVID exists. Thank you very much, Jürgen. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you very much, all.
And Minister, I'm going to be doing a series in Korea in early September, and they've asked me to talk about different countries. And of course, the first country I'm going to be talking about is Kenya, and the fact that Kenya is the first country to receive the Safer Tourism Seal, and try to encourage other countries to copy you. So if you start getting letters from around the world, I'm the one who's responsible. But
Thank you.
I think your inspiration, it's not just what you're doing, it's the inspiration that you're giving. And that's really as important as the actual actions, because it inspires people to want to do better. So again, really well-deserved job, well done. So congratulations.
Thank
Maybe
you. Thank you.
we should, Jürgen, tell people a little bit both about the Safer Tourism Seal and how they can get it, and also about the Safer Tourism Pass, which is for the individual traveler. Because one of the things we wanted to show, it's not just what the host location does, it's also the host location cannot be responsible for what every one of its visitors does. So that if we can create responsible visitors, that's going to make someone like Minister Balala's job a lot easier. He can provide all the equipment, but he needs the cooperation of the public in order to make it work. And living in a college town in Texas, people don't like masks. And so that's a real struggle here, is to get people to wear masks, especially the college kids. So in the same way, this is something that we can really show and create a way to get the public to be working with the tourism industry, so that together we're safer and we are healthier than we've ever been before. Jürgen, you want to start, or you want me to start, or how would you like to do it?
Yeah, I'd be happy to explain the Safer Tourism Seal. As I mentioned, is an initiative what emerged out of our Rebuilding.travel conversation. We started about 2 months ago, and it's a seal anyone should carry and can be part of. It's very simple to apply for it. We're just starting. This website is brand new, and we're going to improve it as we go. But simply go to SaferTourismSeal.com, and you will see 3 different categories of seals. There are actually 4 categories. One is the endorsed category, what we're announcing today as the first destination for Kenya Ministry of Tourism. We have the evaluated category, what is the category where actually Peter or anyone from our safety and security team would go in, look at the certificates that are in place for this destination, look at policies, and then write an evaluation about this destination or this business. And then we have the self-assessed. Self-assessed is basically we're looking at what you're telling us, certificates and government licenses and policies in place you have, and you can be added in the self-assessed category. Once you are, we're going to give you a space on our website, and you can actually download the logo in different formats and you can keep it on your websites, on your share it on the social media networks. Once you're approved, we're sending you a link with a password, so you can easily download this. The seal is free. However, the evaluation involves a small fee in order to cover the cost for those people that have to go out and study and do this. But anyone can join us, and specifically we invite private businesses to join us so they can be listed also among their tourism board listing. The latest edition is our Safer Tourism Pass. Safer Tourism Pass is for consumers. We don't have this up yet. It's going to be launched in a few days. We're actually consumers. That means travelers can be part of and just make a commitment that they wanted to be, that they understand the guidelines, how it is to travel in today's environment during COVID. And it is something we encourage everyone to do. As I said, we're not competing with any other certification. Actually, we welcome anyone who has a certification like Kenya from Safe Travel. It's a really good initiative by UNWTO to join in. What it kind of makes it easier for us also to make sure that who we list here and who we engage actually has these type of policies in place. All you need to do is click on Apply Now on the website, and you can apply for the seal. It's very simple. You click here, and then you fill out the form, and we will take it from there. In addition to the Safer Tourism Seal, we encourage every initiative that is out there on this forum on Rebuilding.travel to let us know, and we will add it to our other new portal, what is Resilience.travel. And Resilience.travel is I'm going to show you this, but the site isn't ready yet, so we just started this also. It's Resilience.travel, where we're encouraged to add to it as we go with best practices and so forth. We're working also with Minister Bartlett from Jamaica, and we just started promoting his event on geopolitics and the coronavirus, what is happening on September 9th. Now, I think we can probably open the floor for questioning. All you need to do is just raise your hand, and you can ask anything. Let us know what is new. And
Jürgen, we already have somebody just asked a question, which I think is a really good question. So maybe we can start with that.
Sure.
And that is, I think it's from Colin Bidwell, and he wanted to know, how are we preventing people displaying a non-assessment or non-approved entity? Suppose somebody lies or cheats. And one of the things I think we can show on that is we're going to be listing those countries and places who have received the award, who have received the seal on our website, and encourage people to go and check on our website for those nations or locations or businesses that are there. So that if somebody puts it up and they're lying or they're not telling the truth, the visitor can say to them, wait a second, why aren't you on the website? And that, if they're not on the website and they're not telling the truth, I would have a lot of questions about visiting that place, because this is it's not a difficult, first of all, everyone should want to have a seal. Why would you want people to come if you're not ready to take care of them from a perspective of health? And so this is something that I can't imagine someone would, the effort to lie would be worse than the effort just to do it and put the effort in. In the same way, I think it's important when we send out the Safer Tourism Pass that people understand that this is a way that we tell governments, airlines, people in the tourism industry, I care. I'm out supporting you. I'm not going to not follow your rules. I'm taking a commitment, a vow to do what's right according to the Ministry of Health for the World Tourism Organization for that location. So I think that will be an important issue. Okay. Now, I'm sure lots of other people want to ask questions.
Yeah, no, and Peter, you absolutely have a point. And of course, one of the main elements we're bringing to the table, it's all part of the overall initiative by the Travel News Group, And we, of course, within our own publications and our partners, we report about those. We're going to write a report about Kenya joining and anyone else who would be joining us. So it's all out in the public eyes. And of course, if we would detect anyone joining who shouldn't be joining, we will also make this note to the world. And so it is not a guarantee, it is a commitment. So it's easy to join. We don't want to make it difficult, but it's not as easy to join in the same category as Kenya is joining, because that takes a lot of research. But it's easy to join and just make the commitment.
So, Minister Balala, I would hope that, I don't know if you received my report yet or not, but if not, you will be receiving it in the very near future. You have every right to show that to anybody you want, you know, so it's not a secret report. It's for you to use whatever is to Kenya's benefit. So I want to make that clear to you.
Thank you very much, Peter. I did receive it. Thank you very much.
Okay, so you're more than welcome to use it however you like.
Yeah, and for questions, just raise your hand. It's better even than the chat group, because we can hear your voice. And I see our friend Walt. No, we have Steve. Let's go to Steve, since he's raising the hand, and then I will give Walter a chance to say something as well. Steve, go ahead. Just unmute yourself and let us know, please, where you're calling from and who you are, so those that don't know you know a little bit more why you're asking what you're asking.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Sorry. Good evening, good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Omondi. I'm a Kenyan, currently working in Qatar, and it's a pleasure to join this call. My question, first of all, congratulations to my minister for the achievement. You're doing well. My question is like, who audits this kind of seal, and two, is this body linked to any like World Tourism Organization bodies, and how do they work together? Thank you.
So maybe if I can jump in there and Peter can add to it.
Yes.
We're part of the Rebuilding.travel network. We started about 2 months ago, and we're part of the Safer Tourism initiative Peter Tarlow actually heads. We're not part of a larger organization, so we're not part of WTTC, UNWTO, ASTA, PATA. We are all involved in the African Tourism Board, because I'm on the executive committee and Peter is on the Project Hope, but that's more coincident. It's not really an initiative by the African Tourism Board. So we're trying to be independent. So it's not only for our members, anyone can apply for the seal. We cannot, as I said, we're not there to guarantee anything. We're just there to inform based on the available information at the time. And the audit we do is not an audit in a traditional sense. It's more like a Q&A, and maybe Peter can say a little bit more about this, and then Peter will write the evaluation. But we're a grassroots organization. We're not even structured as an organization in a traditional sense. So we're people with common sense coming together and adding other good initiatives like the WTTC's Safe Travels initiative, Kenya is also part of, and make this as a base and say, okay, what is this destination actually committing to? Why is it committing to it? And what is this destination doing from an independent standpoint? But Peter, maybe you can jump in here a little bit.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say that this whole initiative came out of Rebuilding.travel, because that started out as a platform where people were talking. And one of the things that people wanted was some sort of way that people could make a public commitment to their locations or business sense of safety and security and health resilience. So it wasn't that somebody's coming and giving you a grade. It was rather, this was a public commitment of what you're saying, my particular part of the industry, be that a large private thing, such as say a major amusement park, or be it a country, such as Kenya, has taken the time and wants the world to know that they're committed. So again, I have not, I don't have to go to Kenya to explore everything that Minister Balala has said. This is because what we're proving us is his commitment, the fact that he cares, and he's taking the time to show that. So it's not a question of cheating or not cheating. It's a question of explaining who you are and what your commitment is. In the same way with the Safer Travel Pass.
I think we're losing Peter here.
We can't follow, pardon? Or so, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you again. Go ahead.
Okay. We're not putting on a question of, we can't follow every visitor to know, are you putting a mask on or not putting a mask on or maintaining social distancing? It's your commitment to do the right thing. And these are commitments on the part of the tourism industry to want to do the right thing. So it starts with the person's integrity and commitment. And that's really, if you don't have integrity and you don't have commitment, then you don't have long-term viability. And so that's what, for example, makes Kenya special is lots of places have pretty mountains or oceans or whatever. Kenya has shown that it cares and that it has a sense of commitment and a sense of integrity. And that's really what we're looking at.
Okay, thank you, Peter. We have Robin. Robin, let us know where you're from.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me take part in this. I'm from Secluded Africa. We're a brand of intimate lodges in Kenya. And my question is, how does this differ to the assessment that all of our lodges have successfully gone through, which the public health officers from each county government conducted so that we could open post-COVID and safe using all the correct health and safety measures?
Yeah, Robin, also if I can come in, that's exactly, I'm really glad you brought this up because this is exactly our point. If you have such initiatives and you went through certifications like this is an ideal format to also apply for our SEAL. Because actually on the application, we're asking what other certifications or initiatives you have completed or in the process completing. So we list WTTC, we list everything we actually find. We are just communicating your intention of being a responsible entity or stakeholder in the business, and you wanted to have the world know that you are responsible and you did this, and one thing you did is the certification you got locally. Is this right, Peter?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so this isn't to say because you got one, the other's not valid. We're happy to list WTTC. We're happy to list any other certification that you have and add that to the fact of your integrity. So we're not trying to hide it. We're trying to flaunt it and let people know, hey, I've gone through the Kenyan series or I've gone through this series or whatever it happens to be. And that people understand you are doing, this is what you're doing to make people feel confident. This should be seen as a confidence building measure. And that's the whole goal of it, is to help the traveler feel confident and to help the location feel that the traveler is doing everything that he or she can to be, to also be partners in creating that type of confidence.
Okay, we have Katongo Lungo raising. Katongo, where are you from? Welcome. You need to unmute yourself, please. Click on unmute. There we go.
Good evening, everyone, and good morning to everyone. I'm Katongo Lungo, calling you from Lusaka, Zambia, working for ProFlight Zambia and Airline. Thank you so much to Jagen and Peter for the seals of Rebuilding Safer Travel. And it's very appreciated. I'm sure all the countries would want to emulate. I also want to congratulate the Minister, Honorable Najib Balala. I've always followed him on Twitter. It's not new. I've always followed Kenya. Now, my question, I'm sure Cuthbert will be, he knows always that I always ask, and I always include Cuthbert as well on this, and as well as the Minister. Yeah, one, it's the concern on Tanzania-Kenya relation. because it's killing tourism in Kenya. How far has it gone, and what progress has it been done to normalize the situation, especially where Kenya Airways cannot fly into Nairobi, into Dar es Salaam. Air Tanzania cannot also fly into Nairobi because of that politics, which is also not good for tourism to be rebuilt. How far and what progress has been made? And Cuthbert, on your part, as Africa Tourism, what are you doing to see to it that two countries, this politics is out, so that everyone can benefit, because it's not just Kenya and Tanzania, it's even include us, who we might benefit as well. So we need to see how far has it gone. That's my question.
Thank you very much. Lungo, maybe I can answer that. First of all, thank you very much for following me on Twitter. I want to assure you that we have a very good relationship under the East African community. We are working very closely. Even today, we had a webinar with the CEO of the Tourism Board of Tanzania. So we are working on even improving the relationship. Remember, we just opened our airspace on the 1st of August, and we have 3 categories, and we got these categories from WHO. We have high risk, we have medium risk, and we have low risk. Any person coming from destinations where are low risk and medium risk, you just need a COVID-19 certificate. If you come from a high risk destination, then you need to go to quarantine. Everyone in the world is allowed to come into Kenya. We have not closed our airspace. So we are very clear. And the other issues about when does Kenya Airways fly, when does it start operating, these are commercial decisions, and those are being done by the airline itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We had a question that I think is really worth addressing to everybody, and that is this a one-time seal, or does this have to be renewed or whatever? And I think the way we're going to have this established is, because this year is such a chaotic year, the seal will be good for this year and for 2021. But in 2022, we will have to renew them. And the reason for that is that we don't know what the situation in health and security and safety will be a year and a half down the line. Normally it would be year to year, but because this year is such a strange year, 2020, and I think most of us can't wait for it to be over, we're going to make this first one for a year and a half, and then starting January 1st, 2022, we'll make it a yearly, it'll go year by year, so that we're at least providing top of the line information on a year by year way of doing it. So you have a pretty good sense of where we are in the world. So this year, it'll be sort of an extra. It's kind of like if you're in a airline club. I know United Airlines wrote to me and said, your platinum is good for a year and a half because nobody's flying this year. So therefore they kind of extended it, and we're doing the same thing.
And one of the important part, Peter, with the seal is really for you to share your initiatives, to share your situations. And that's what we're doing in 2 formats. One in Rebuilding.travel, where you can join in the conversation, it's free, and Resilience.travel, where you can actually share initiatives for others to benefit and for yourself to benefit from other initiatives. I'd like to go maybe for 1 minute to Mario. Mario is in Rome, Italy. I know we had him on one of our events when we just started, and Italy was the absolute hotspot in the world. And so Mario, I can now actually more emphasis with you, because we're in Hawaii. We're probably one of the hotspots. Actually, I just did a number crunch. In Hawaii, we had 288 new cases yesterday. In Kenya, there were 246, but Kenya has almost 60 million people. We have 1.4 million people, what would translate into almost 12,000 new cases if we were in Kenya. So I can pretty much see what you went through in Italy. Welcome back, and you had a question, Mario. Go ahead. You have to unmute yourself, Mario. Mario, there we go.
Good evening to everybody. It's a question for Honorable Balala. While congratulating for your achievement, I would like to know why your office, your tourist office representing Kenya in Italy, based in Turin, I think, no, Milan, is not open to the public. But worst of all is that the public in Italy is not updated or informed on the ongoing innovations that you've been talking about in Kenya. You know, now we are approaching the season, the tourist season, when Italians do travel to Kenya, or they used to, in the past, before the COVID, and which goes from, let's say, November to February, March. And so, but no information are promoted in Italy. You know, as a journalist, I follow up all this in Italy, but I cannot see Kenya being promoted. Are you activating your office, your representation of the Kenya representation office in Italy to be active in promoting whatever is going on, the innovations, the schedule, the flights of Kenya Airways, etc.? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mario. I want to tell you that in the last 1 year, we don't have official representative in Italy. We are reviewing all those new structures. We are using the digital platform that is all centralized from Nairobi. So all communications are being centralized and they are translated in different languages. So yes, all the information. And remember, when I was showing the video, one of the ambassadors was the Italian ambassador, because Italy is a very crucial market. And we gave them also all the details about the protocols and the details about the flight. So Kenya Airways is open to fly to Rome via Geneva. So that flight is open as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more? We're about 7 minutes now over our time slot. What is fine. If there's any, are there any more questions? Please raise your hand. I wanted to recognize and maybe invite Walter Manzavi to say a few words. Walter is in charge of the security for the Project Hope network, and as you know, he was the former and one of also the longest serving ministers of tourism in Africa for Zimbabwe. He's joining us from South Africa. I hope we didn't lose you. No, you're there. Maybe you can say a word, Walter.
Thank you, Jugen. Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, I just want to congratulate my brother Najib for taking leadership with regards to how to start again. Just to say that every form of endorsement is good. It must just be underpinned by integrity. And as long as it's not from the devil, these endorsements are coming from the right people, elders, influencers, drivers, and experts in the tourism industry. One of the things that I learned very quickly when I inherited Zimbabwean tourism in 2009, and we were pretty much in a similar situation to what we're experiencing now with COVID. Zimbabwe was really a pariah state at that time. I don't know where it is now, but at the time that I inherited Zim tourism, the situation obtaining then was almost the equivalent of what we are going through globally with COVID or post-COVID. So I quickly learned that endorsements are very, very key for the recovery of tourism. And to the extent that my brother Balala has been able to secure one from WTTC, and now next to what we are now celebrating, the SaferTourismSeal, these endorsements complement each other. If there are gaps in one endorsement, they will be covered by the next endorsement. And I have no doubt in my mind that what you secured first from WTTC and today from Rebuilding.travel through the SaferTourismSeal will complement and eliminate any risks going forward. So congratulations, my brother. the leadership that you are providing will easily translate into the reopening of Africa. I thank you.
Walter, I think your point is really well taken, that, you know, you can never have too many books. You can never have too many friends. You can never have too many endorsements. So it's not because I own a book, I can't have another book. It's not because I have a friend, I can't have another friend. It's not because I have an endorsement, I can't have another endorsement. So I think you said that poetically very beautiful.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Wonderful. If there's, I don't see any more questions right now. If there is, please raise your hand now. And if not, I wanted to thank everyone. I wanted to thank the Honorable Minister Najib for staying in here for more than an hour, because I saw you for more than an hour last night, my time, early in the morning, your time, with Qatar. And thank you again for everyone for your participation. We're all excited to now going full steam in increasing those that are interested in getting the Safer Tourism Seal. Simply go to SaferTourismSeal.com. And yes, one of the questions here, do we invite private businesses? Yes, it's all about private businesses. We wanted to get the destinations on board, and we would like to get the private businesses on board in the destinations, and so they can actually communicate also that they understand the guidelines in place by their governments, by the World Health Organizations and others, and are well aware and are ready to promote the travel and tourism industry. Again, this is not a guarantee of safety by any means, but it's a commitment to make a destination or a business as safe as it can be under the circumstances. And I think East Africa is in a very special position altogether. We had listened to Peter from Mafia Island just a few weeks ago about the initiatives in place, and he was nice enough to actually work out an entire roadmap for Africa, what I think it's worth for everyone to take a look at. It's on Rebuilding.travel, and we will put it actually on the resilience page later on today. It shows so many people are committed, so many people wanted their business to get back on track, and so many people need to get their business back on track. And cautious is necessary, unfortunately. And when there is an opportunity, and I think right now in East Africa, there is an opportunity that East Africa has been growing out of the initial fear of this virus. Of course, this opportunity needs to be taken. For other destinations, if you look at, and I'm not trying to criticize my home area, but here in Hawaii, with the increase in cases, I hope our governor and our governor did extend the closure of our state for tourists for another month, and I think this was a good move. So everyone is different in the world, and we're not all created equal when it comes to this virus, but we all know the challenges, and we all are working now together to overcome these challenges, and sharing resources, sharing ideas, and having commitments that are along the line with those that actually can lay these commitments out is an important step, I think, for our industry and for everyone to move forward. Again, thank you very much for everyone for attending. I wanted to give Peter the last word, and aloha from Hawaii, and hopefully see you again soon. By the way, what I need to say, tomorrow we have another very interesting session. You just go to Rebuilding.travel, click on upcoming event, and Peter can say a little bit more what is up tomorrow. But I think if you're really interested in safety and security, you don't want to miss our session tomorrow. Peter.
Thank you.
Eugen, thank you very much. Before Peter, maybe I can say thank you very, very much for this honor, and all colleagues in Africa, but also globally. Kenya is proud. We have taken every measure to be safer, and we started from our own home ministry, Ministry of Health. So we took the measures from Ministry of Health. We looked at the protocols by WHO. We went to UNWTO. We went to WTTC, and today I'm proud. We are here with the Resilient Travel and the SaferTravel.com. So thank you very much, Peter, and thank you very much, Jürgen, for this honor. Thank you. I want to encourage. What is good for you is also good for Kenya. So what is good for Kenya is good for you. Thank you very much once again. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Nambo, you could not have been more correct, Minister. Absolutely. And, you know, I want to encourage, when tourism opens up, and I know the skies of Kenya are open, go visit Kenya. It's an absolutely wonderful place. Stop by, say hello to Minister Balala. I know he's just dying. He has nothing to do, so he's dying to see a million of us. But Minister, I'm going to be looking forward to my next trip to Kenya. It's truly a special, enchanted place. So thank you for everything that you all are doing. Tomorrow, we have a different type of session. It's going to be about hardware. Rather than, this is what we're doing today is we're talking about how we're training, how we're creating rules and regulations in order to create a more resilient, safer tourism. But sometimes you also need the hardware. And so we're going to be bringing in people who are going to be speaking about the types of hardware that they've developed. Many of them are from Tel Aviv, Israel. As many of you know, Israel is kind of the known as the startup nation, and has done an incredible job of creating new technologies to especially facing now the whole issue of coronavirus or COVID, and helping people to understand how you can get this type of hardware, what the value of it is, how you can integrate it into a total tourism security plan. So this is going to be the other side of the coin. So one side of the coin, of course, is what the rules we create, the policies we develop, the training we give, the inspections we do, all those are necessary. But sometimes also we need to have new techniques, new technology, which will allow those models to go from good to better to even best. So that's where we're going to go, from a country that is truly an innovative country, which is Kenya, now to a place that is creating innovative technology. You put it together and we certainly create a safer tourism world. So looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And thank you. And once again, Minister, I know I speak for everybody today, and you had a huge turnout of people who came to hear you. Congratulations, well-deserved award. And we'll all look forward to Kenya going from one of the top tourism world's destinations to even one of the still better tourism. So may you go from strength to even better strength, and may you go from health to even better health.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will get a copy of this video to everyone, and also, of course, publish it in the archive on Rebuilding.travel. And go ahead, Rebuilding.travel, click on upcoming event, join us tomorrow. Aloha.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Waziri. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Taleb.
Bye. Bye.